For thousands of years, incredible civilizations were born and flourished on Earth. They built cities that boggle the imagination, created breathtaking art, and developed technologies that were ahead of their time. But one day, as if by magic, their greatness vanished, leaving behind only mysterious ruins and countless questions. What happened to these mighty empires? Let's try to unravel this mystery. One of the most mysterious is the Mayan civilization. They were skilled astronomers, architects, and mathematicians who built hundreds of city-states in Central America. Their heyday was between 300 and 900 AD. But then, in just a few decades, their great cities were abandoned, and their temples were swallowed up by the jungle. What caused this? Scientists suggest that it could have been a combination of factors: prolonged droughts that led to famine and internal conflicts, as well as excessive exploitation of natural resources. Our next stop is the island of Crete, home to the powerful Minoan civilization that existed between 2700 and 1450 BC. The Minoans were the first advanced maritime power in Europe, known for their luxurious palaces, unique art, and peaceful way of life. However, around 1600 BC, one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in human history occurred on the neighboring island of Thera, modern-day Santorini. It caused a huge tsunami and spewed out a massive amount of ash, which probably dealt a fatal blow to the Minoans, destroying their fleet, cities, and farmland. Although the civilization continued to exist for several centuries, it never regained its former power and was eventually absorbed by the Mycenaeans. Easter Island, located in the Pacific Ocean, is famous for its monumental stone statues, known as moai. The Rapa Nui civilization that inhabited the island was remarkable. They arrived here around 400 AD and flourished, creating these huge sculptures. But at the peak of their development, around the 18th century, their society collapsed. One of the leading theories is that the island's population, competing to create ever larger moai, cut down virtually all the forests on the island to transport the statues and for fuel. This led to soil erosion, the death of plants and animals, as well as famine and internal wars over resources. The civilization destroyed itself. And, of course, we cannot fail to mention the Roman Empire. It was one of the most powerful and longest-lasting empires in history, lasting over 1,000 years, from 27 BC to 476 in the West. It left behind a huge legacy in law, architecture, engineering, and governance. But even such a colossal state was not eternal. The decline of Rome was a complex and multifaceted process. Among the reasons cited are constant attacks by barbarians, huge expenses for maintaining the army, economic decline, inflation, internal political instability, corruption, and the division of the empire into western and eastern parts. Ultimately, the last Western Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed in 476, which is traditionally considered the end of the Western Roman Empire. The histories of these powerful civilizations offer us important lessons. Although each had their own unique circumstances, we can see common themes: climate change leading to droughts or floods, overexploitation of natural resources, internal conflicts and wars, political instability and ineffective governance, and external invasions. Very often, it was a combination of several factors that created a perfect storm that led to collapse. These stories remind us that no civilization is invulnerable, but they also show the strength of the human spirit, our ability to build, create, and overcome challenges. Perhaps the most important lesson is that we must learn from the mistakes of the past in order to build a sustainable and prosperous future. Caring for our planet, working together, and finding solutions to global problems is our path to preserving civilization. Will we be able to avoid the fate of those who came before us?